There is a song called Pool of Red that I co-wrote with my buddy Griff that I'm going to have on this 6-song EP that I have coming out soon. And I just wanted to talk about the solos in this song. And it's something, I believe in today's music, you're not hearing a lot of improv. So I'm just trying to keep that relevant. And this song not only has one solo, it has two solos. It has a piano solo and a guitar solo. And now the original version of this we did, I think, 25 years ago. And we did it at if you're from Western PA in the music scene, you remember the Aircraft Studio in the Dormont section of Pittsburgh, which was just owned by Barney Lee, just a sweetheart of a guy. And I just loved the vibe of that studio. So it was recorded there. And like I said, there's two solos. The piano solo, once again, if you're from Western PA, you know the name Joe Monroe, Smokin' Joe. Joe played a beautiful piano solo in this, and I think the piano solo and the guitar solo, we each just did one take, and it was like, we listened back and went, yeah. And so now the piano solo that you'll hear on the version that I have coming out is what Joe played, but Joe didn't play. I played this one, and I had to learn what Joe did, which was not easy. I'm not a piano player, but I had to listen and use my ear and then just input everything like one bar at a time, punching in. I did it, but it was fun because I got a perspective on another player's, how they think of harmony and stuff, which was wonderful. And so thank you, Joe, for such a beautiful solo, man. It's so pretty. And some of the pros and cons of today's recording, a lot of us are just alone and spending lots of time with these digital audio workstations, which you almost can spend too much time because there's so much we can retake and punch in just so easily. Where back in the day of the 24 track, the 2-inch tapes, the analog stuff, you had to pretty much, the studios you went to, they were always busy. So you had your allotted time. So you'd get in there. And usually things with a band or when you're doing overdubs, it was 1, 2, maybe 3 takes at the most, but that was it. And you got out of there, so you had to have your stuff together. So now I have a vivid memory. I usually would record at night. Me and Griff would go into Aircraft at nighttime, and it was me, Griff, and Rick Meister, who unfortunately passed away. He was a great engineer and a really nice guy, a sweetheart, and we had so much fun together. But it was usually we'd get a pizza and we'd get a case of beer and we'd record till 4 a.m. and just have such a good time. So this solo, like I said, I walked in and I think we intended on doing something else that night, which we eventually did. But when we walked in, we said, hey, why don't we just try to knock out that guitar solo on Pool of Red? So I had my guitar with me, which is this same guitar that I played the solo on years ago. It's a black, it was a black Strat, and I got my paintbrushes, and did that to it. And I put some Seymour Duncans in here. I have a humbucker with a push-pull, but it's a great, very versatile guitar. So I have a vivid memory. We sat down and I said to Rick, I have my guitar, but I don't have an amp. And he said, man, well, just look around. There's probably some amps laying around. Find something if you think you can use. And I saw a Marshall head. And I thought, oh, this could be perfect because I wanted to get a pretty heavy lead tone. So I got the Marshall head, and I think I hooked it up to like a 112 cabinet and got a nice tone. And we rolled tape, and it was one take, and we listened back and went, yeah. So when I went to recreate the solo, which you'll all play along to my solo that I just did, I only changed maybe like 3 notes at the end. So 99% of the solo is what I came up with years ago, but it's one of my favorites. And as an artist, a lot of times I know in my case, when I record and release something, I can barely listen to that again because I'm always like, it's just never good enough. We go down that rabbit hole. But this project that I'm doing, this EP, things are turning out where I can listen to them, which is a good sign, I think. It's a good feeling to be able to go, okay, this stuff feels good. So here is the guitar solo to Pool of Red. I hope you dig it.
you ever let me ride that wake. Just one of the mistakes that you